We're keeping a close eye on General Electric this morning. The Journal says the company's close to a deal to sell its industrial gas engines business to private equity firm Advent for about $3 billion. Sale could help streamline GE's power division, which did see profits fall 45% last year. Of course, raise some cash for the company, David, as they're going to be out of the Dow, and obviously people watching the balance sheet very closely.
Listen, power is a long-term turnaround, as we know. Mr. Flannery has discussed that and said that it's going to be, take some time to obviously get them to execute appropriately at that division, which fell so far short of what had been internal and external goals for the company not even that long ago. It's been a brutal year for GE, as we know. And as I talked about last week, we are waiting for what expected to be before the end of the quarter, a more significant announcement from the company in terms of its future. I'll leave it at that at this point. In terms of, we'll see what the details are if we do get any in terms of the future of its various divisions. But it has been a brutal run. Every time it seems to get a little bit of momentum, something happens. The most recent, of course, being dropped from the Dow, which is more of a psychological blow, you could argue, than anything else.
I mean, there's also the trade issue, which they get affected. I mean, talk about a global supply chain. A company like GE, I didn't realize this, according to the Journal, from the initial tariffs that have been listed around the world, 3/4 of the initial list of products are facing U.S. tariffs. Now, they have to source parts from other things. I mean, they profile an MRI machine and just how many different components from around the world go into something like that, and how GE's going to have to navigate that in the middle of this whole structural turnaround.
Yeah, no, that's a great point and an important one. You're right. I mean, of course, Jeffrey Immelt, former CEO, of course, ran the company for 16 years, made it a global giant. That was one of his key initiatives. Not that it wasn't already, but it became a lot more so over that 16-year period. Yeah. Now it's a very difficult time to be in that.
But interestingly, he did a couple of years ago start talking about local production, local assembly. I don't know if he saw this coming in particular, but that was a big thesis of his, that supply chains overall were getting a little bit too elongated.
That takes time, I guess. Yeah. And now that urgency is certainly there with some of these trade tensions. That, or they're going to have to raise the prices on some of these items for consumers and for the wholesalers.
Yeah, to that point, you're right. It takes a long time to figure out your supply chain and change it. You can't just do it based on a tweet.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.